I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog .stampwithelaine.com. I have an autumnal card this Fun Friday using the photopolymer painted harvest stamp set and the burlap background stamp. This is also available in clear mount. I prefer to have mine in wood mount because of the size of the stamp. The inks I'm using are chocolate chip, daffodil delight and pumpkin pie. Sahara sand. My card base has been cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches. In centimetres, that's 21 centimetres by 15 centimetres. With the long side on top, you score at 4 1/8, that's 10.5 centimetres. The daffodil delight layer, 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, so that's 8.9 centimetres by 13.3. Then there's a whisper white layer that goes on top of that, which measures 3 1/2 by 5 1/4, that's 8.9 centimetres by 13.3 centimetres. Also need some garden green scraps to punch out the leaves. Touches of nature embellishments. These are wood flowers, leaves, and it's whitewashed on the back so that you can actually colour it any colour you want on that side. There are 36 pieces in the set. There's 6 each of 4 designs and 12 each of 1 design. Also need some copper metallic thread, leaf punch and wink of Stella. I've mounted my stamps on a block D and B. We're going to do our stamping first, so for this I'll need a foam mat. These are photopolymer stamps, so they require a bit of cushioning underneath. I've stamped my centre in chocolate chip first because personally I find it easier to then position my other stamps. Now there are 2 images, probably see it better here. These aren't true to size, they've been shrunk so that it can all fit on the front of the cover. That's the real size, so it's quite a bit bigger. So I'm going to stamp this one first in Daffodil Delight. Now the images are graduated in colour, it's not a mistake or anything, you know, there's some with more density of spots and parts where it isn't so dense, so it's not a fault in the manufacturing. Then I'll take this one and ink that up in pumpkin pie and place that on top as well. Now with photopolymer stamps, it reacts to, it's light sensitive, so you shouldn't really leave it in the direct sunlight. And it's best that once you've finished stamping with it, you clean it and immediately pop it back into the box. I use this absorber cloth, which doesn't leave a residue on the stamps. If you use a baby wipe, you might get bits of baby wipe stuck on it. So this is called an absorber cloth, and it's like a chamois. It's a synthetic chamois leather. Now I'll have to fussy cut that. Unfortunately there isn't a punch that will cut that out. So I'm just going to roughly cut this out. And I'll fast forward the tape. You angle the scissors and just move the paper around. Next, Stella pen, and just apply some right in the centre, and then I can allow it time to dry while we work on the other elements of the card. Now I need to ink up my burlap stamp with the Sahara sand ink. Just tap it all over the stamp, and because of the size of the stamp, it's then easier to take the paper to the stamp rather than the stamp to the paper. So I'm going to leave my block on the work surface and then just pop that. So I'm going to pop my cardstock on top and then just fold the grid paper over the top and rub my hand over it and then remove it. Next I want to stamp this thankful here, but I don't want the I am or for you. So what I've done is I've stamped it on a piece of post-it note, and then I used a craft knife and cut out the thankful, because this is the bit that I want to show, just the word thankful. And then what I need to do is just pop that onto my cardstock like so, ink it up in chocolate chip, bring back my foam mat and then just place it onto my cardstock like so, so that only the word thankful appears. Take my leaf punch and punch out 3 sets of leaves. Get a bone folder and just curl them slightly. Go gently, otherwise you'll tear that, so I've had to punch another one. And then the last thing to do is attach them to your card. Grab some dimensionals, pop them on the back, remove the backing tape, pop it on your card, and then you can insert the leaves underneath. So I'll use a glue dot for that. Oh bother, I forgot about the copper metallic thread. Just wind some round your hand. Wind it round my hand. I have to unpick that flower. Pop some glue on the back of the wooden leaves. And a dollop of glue on the back of this wooden flower. Tombow on the back on the Daffodil Delight mat. Glue on the back of this layer. And onto the card base. Voila! 2 autumnal cards finished. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Which do you prefer, the one in Pumpkin Pie or the one in Daffodil Delight? Do give me a thumbs up, subscribe or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll be back soon. Bye.